Alright, I'm going to continue my commentary on Prophet and Teacher. And in this video we're going to talk about the Celebrity Apprentice. Why? Because season after season all these contestants get into the contest, okay? And throughout the entire course of the episodes of the Celebrity Apprentice, periodically Donald Trump fires somebody. Okay? Now you say, is there any comparison between that and what we're talking about with the paralytic man that we talked about in the last video? Yes, there is. Okay? Here's how this works. Jesus forgave the paralytic man's sins. Then he healed him. Okay? In that order. The reason for that is traditionally the way the healing worked in the Jewish times was first your sins were forgiven, because that was probably the reason why you had the disease in the first place, and then your disease was healed. Because it was customary at that time, if your sins were forgiven, you didn't get healing. Simple as that. So, what was the traditional way of getting healed? Well, that would be you would go up to the temple, get your sins forgiven, then the healing would take place, and then therefore you were okay. Now that involved the temple priests, and involved the Pharisees and their little scribes. Okay, so Jesus comes along. He tells the paralytic man that his sins are forgiven, and then on top of that, he heals him as proof. Solid, there is unquestioning proof that that man's sins were forgiven. Because in order to prove your sins, you couldn't just say it, you had to have proof of it. Well, the proof was the disease was gone. Okay? He was no longer a paralytic man, so that meant that God not only forgave his sins, but also healed him on the spot. Well, this was a problem for the temple priests, because if Jesus kept doing all this, then that meant they were going to go bankrupt. Because remember, they had a system in Galilee where the Galileans had to come to Jerusalem, which was costly, had to barter and trade for their sacrifices, which was costly. Then they had to make the sacrifices, then they could get the healing. Well, this was profiting the temple priests. And now that income system was going to be cut off. Basically, Jesus was saying, hey, look, I'm going to start healing these people. I'm going to forgive them of their sins, and you're fired. The temple priests didn't like that. And that's why they went after him. See what I mean? Same thing with the exorcism. There's a few stories about exorcism in the Bible. Jesus doing that too. Well, in order to get a proper exorcism back in the Old Testament, you had to take the people that needed to be exorcised. You had to have their sins removed at the temple, and then they could get their exorcism. Jesus was saying, look, you're not traveling to any temple, and you're not paying those prices for the temple sacrifices. I'm going to deal with it myself. And that meant that was the message. The temple priests were fired. They weren't doing their job correctly, so Jesus fired them. That didn't sit well with the temple priests. Because the temple priests did not recognize Jesus for who he was. They weren't about to. Why would they? They were making a killing and profits off of all this. And now their income was going to be cut off? Are you kidding? So that's why they went after him. Alright. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.